We all have a reason why we do the things we do, even when we know that the thing that we are about to do is not good. The reason why God sent you those warnings in the first place was just so He could shield you from the harm you want to put yourself into. The number of people who fall for the wrong partner is increasing every day, and that's why we have a lot of failed marriages. Although this was never the intention of God for marriage, here we are with people still falling for the wrong person and still leading to divorce. As much as it is not the will of God for us to have failed marriages or fall for the wrong person, He still doesn't force His will on us, but gives us the freedom to choose who we want. He only advises us to choose the good, and the devil will always present the bad, but it is always your choice to make. One of the reasons why most people fall for the wrong person, even after God's warnings, is because of love, the world definition of love. This is the most common reason why most people fall for the wrong person, even after God's warning. It is always said that the most difficult set of people to advise is people who are in love. When you are in love, it blinds your eyes so much to see the red flags that God has been showing you. The Bible was very accurate when it says love covers a multitude of sins. A person who is in love will never see anything wrong in the things that their partner does. It takes great effort to pull someone who is in love from a relationship that is bad for them. Even when you try advising them and pointing out what their partner is doing, they end up seeing you as the bad person who doesn't want them to be happy. The devil always has a way of covering their eyes and even their sense of judgment. This partner of theirs may treat them in the worst way ever. The devil will make it look like it's because of love that their partner reacted the way he or she did. Love is the reason why most people have lost their lives, and love is still going to be the reason why most people will still lose their life. Beloved, no matter how you love a person and you see the red flags that God is using to warn you, it is better you pull out now than stay to see the after effects of getting married to them. Although, truth be told, it's not going to be easy in the end. It is going to be worth it because you will be saved from an enduring forever. When a person is wrong, the person is wrong. You cannot change him or her with love. You have only the Holy Spirit can. What you cannot see because of love while dating, marriage will open your eyes. Listen to the voice of God. Another reason why most people end up falling for the wrong person, even after God's warnings, is because they are desperate for marriage. The truth is, it's not that they did not see the warnings that God sent to them. They did see it, but to them, it was better to be married than to be single. They put pressure on themselves to be married at a particular age, and once that age has passed, they will be willing to settle for just anybody who presents himself or herself as someone who will change their title. Society has made us believe that when you are not married at a certain age, then something is wrong with you. And so, in order not to feel that way, they just settle. Another set of desperate people are those that are trying to run from either family problems or financial problems. To avoid their problem, they will settle for someone who can answer that particular need. So, at that point, even though God's warning comes through, they will gladly ignore it. For such people, it's to be with the wrong person than being single or facing family and financial problems. Beloved, most times we are concerned about the here and now than what is going to happen in the future. We think if this problem is solved now, then we are not going to encounter another one, or we think that we are going to be able to face it. If only God will open your eyes to see the future, then you will be glad that He showed you these signs to help you be separate from that person. Those red flags that God is showing that you think you will be able to manage at a point, you will become frustrated. Being single at your age is not a crime. At the right time, God is going to make everything beautiful for you, and you are going to love it. The problems you face now will not kill you. In the end, it will pass like every other problem, but falling for the wrong person might be one problem you will never recover from. Also, one of the reasons why most people end up falling for the wrong person, even after God's warnings, is because they are lonely and fear that they will end up alone. Loneliness is one emotion that eats deep into your soul. It makes you frustrated and tired of the situation that pushes you to do anything to come out of it. Most singles fear being alone, that they will allow themselves to fall for the wrong person even after God's warning. As much we all want to feel love, there are better ways you can come out of that lonely state you are in. It's because you have given all your heart to the love that men can give, which is never going to be enough. That is why you feel lonely without it. Some are lonely because nobody was in their life for a long time, and when someone presents themselves, they will ignore all the red flags to continue cleaving onto that person. They need someone to make them feel complete and loved, and so they will keep holding on. Beloved, no love is greater than the love that the Lord can give. You need God and not a person to fill the space in your heart. It is only God that can also complete a person. What a man does is to complement. If you show the devil that you are lonely, he will send you his agent to make you come alive, but you will live to regret it. Don't be scared of being alone. You are never alone. God is always with you. Until you get to the point that you allow His presence to be enough for you, and also not be scared of being alone with Him, that is when you will receive the right person, and when you meet them, you will know it. Don't let loneliness push you to fall for the wrong person, and ignore all the warnings of the Lord. Who knows, it might just be too late to correct that mistake. Loneliness is a state of mind. You can change the way you think and become happy. When you are happy, you can make better choices and not one out of loneliness. Lastly, the reason why most people end up falling for the wrong person, even after God's warnings, is because of their definition of a perfect partner. We all have our definition of a perfect partner. What we want them to look like, the qualities they should have, and all the criteria you have sat down to write for the kind of spouse you want. We most times follow the world definition of what a perfect partner is, and forget that there is more to it. We forget that your partner can either make or mar you. We become so carried away by the fantasy that we want to have it at all costs, and because of that, we become vulnerable to the plans of the devil. Your definition of a perfect partner might be very different from God's definition of a perfect partner for you. When we see God's version, we end up rejecting it because it just doesn't fit into your perfect picture. The devil then presents this to you, someone who has the qualities you want, but it's all just a fake, and because you like what you see, you fall for it. When you have fallen for your definition of a perfect partner, no matter the warnings that the Lord gives you, you will refuse to accept it all or listen. You will see that God doesn't want the best for you. And my dear, the devil will give you all the reasons to believe that. Beloved, how I wish for you to have all that you want in a partner without having to wonder if he or she is from God. But as much as I want that for you, it doesn't always work like that. Although it does not work like that, God's definition of a right spouse is always better because He sees the end from the beginning. My prayer for you today is that you don't fall for the wrong person, and all these reasons will not push you to ignore the Lord's warnings. Stay blessed.